Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my recommendations for the Sephora holiday bonus event, as well as some ideas about how to get the most out of this promotion. So if you'd like to see that, please keep watching. So as we know, Sephora has an event every so often, and this one is the holiday bonus event. And in this case, it'll happen starting November 1st for some and November 7th for some. So depending on your level, there are different tiers. So the insiders, if you're an insider, your event starts on November 7th, ends on November 11th. You receive 10% off using the code HOLIDAYSAVE. I'm just looking down at my notes just to make sure we're accurate here. If you're a VIB, yours begins on November 7th, ends on November 11th. You receive 15% off using the code HOLIDAYSAVE. If you're a Rouge tier, yours begins on November 1st, ends on November 11th. Yours is 20% off with the code HOLIDAYSAVE. Another way to maximize this promotion is to use a cashback website or a cashback app. And in this case, Gocashback reached out to me to see if I would want to extend an offer to you as well. So thank you, Gocashback, for that. I did do my due diligence. I looked into this company as much as I possibly could. It looks like they started in 2011. They're a cashback website, or like I said, an app. If you've never used a cashback site, I've actually used a different one for many years and was not aware of Gocashback until they reached out to me. But after I researched them, I signed up and have started using them. So if you have never used a cashback site, or if you've used a different one, I'll go ahead and tell you about Gocashback. So when I looked at their offerings, I noticed that they had higher cashback offers than other sites I've used in the past. So that was one reason I was really interested in them. And they also have great offers on stores I already shop at. So for instance, they have, and I'm just reading off the list to make sure I've got them, Saks Fifth Avenue. I often buy things from that site. Bloomingdale's, Essence, Shopbop, one of my other favorite sites to shop on for clothing and accessories. They've got Farfetch, and I recently bought a belt from a designer brand, and their pricing was so much better. And also, if you could get a cashback on top of that, that's a really good deal, especially when you're buying luxury goods. I really appreciate that. Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf Goodman, again, Sephora is on here, Net-a-Porter UK. So if you shop at any of those sites, there are some other great ones as well. So the way it will work if you shopped at Sephora for this promo or any of these other stores I mentioned or whatever they have available, you go to the Gocashback site, you find the shop that you're looking for, it'll show you how much percent back you get in terms of cash back for that site, and then you just shop through their store listing on that site, and that's how you get your cash back. So I've already looked, they've got some great deals. It's rare that I buy anything full price, even luxury designer brands. If I can find some kind of discount, I'm going to find it, and sometimes that's in the form of cashback. So what I liked is that they wanted to offer you a registration bonus. So if you register with Gocashback using the link below, you'll receive a $12 registration bonus versus the $5 that they usually offer. So what happens is once you earn $20 cash back, after that, then you can access the total amount that's in there. So I will leave the details below if that was confusing. So make sure you use the link below if you want to access that $12 registration bonus. Otherwise, I believe it's $5. You can always do that outside of the link if you want, but if you would like to use the link, it is there for you. So in true transparency, I just want to let you know if you do use the link below, I will receive some compensation for it. So I just want to make that clear. Again, you don't have to use the link. You can also sign up on your own through Google if you want to. So if you're interested in Gocashback, just click on the link below. You'll get that extra registration bonus, and then you just click on Gocashback when you want to go shopping. Find the site that you want, say Sephora, and then you just shop online like you normally would, and then it will link to your account and you'll get your cash back there. So again, this is in collaboration with Gocashback. Thanks again for the offer. So let's go ahead and get to my recommendations. There are some staples that I purchase over and over again, and I won't talk about them, but I'll list them below if you want to see what those are, because I've talked about them over and over already. But I like to invest in those because I know I'll use them anyway, and why not get them at a discounted price, because I'll buy them in the future. I just know I will. So again, I'll list those below. And then I like to look at luxury items because I feel like I love luxury items, but they come with a luxury price tag. So I'll kind of like keep my eye on them, and unless I really have to have them now, I'll wait. So I thought I'd show you some of the items in my top shelf. So these are my top shelf items. I posted this on Instagram and some of you wanted to know exactly what was in here, and I thought, I think that might be a better video because if I have to type this all out on an Instagram post, you probably couldn't read it anyway. It would be so small. So I thought I'd talk about items that I can buy at Sephora. They're in my top shelf. And you can see some of them aren't because I've got by Terry, Clé de Peau, Sisley, Victoria Beckham, Chantecaille. Those are not offered there, but this is about what you can buy at Sephora. So in order to make it to my top shelf, you either have to be a new item that I'm testing out that I have to remember to try. You have to be an item that I love and use often, and you have to be an item that I need to find daily and easily, because sometimes I am rummaging and it wastes time. So I have to be able to find these things quickly. And now somebody is gardening. Oh gosh. I hope that's not too loud. I'm gonna keep going, and if that's really irritating, then I'll just do it again. Oh, so I'm gonna keep going, so hopefully that's not too loud, because sometimes I think it's loud, but then I can't hear it in the playback, but I can hear it while I'm filming. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these. I'm going to go across the top and then just talk about items that I feel like I haven't talked about as much, or things that are newer, because I've done these before and I don't want to repeat too many things. So this is by Tom Ford. It's a Traceless foundation stick. It's in 7 Tawny. It's a really great match. And the reason why I bought this at the last one is because there were so many other recommendations by people that I watch. So I picked this up, and this was a really great recommendation. So glad that I did that. It's a great item to travel with because it's not liquid. So I really like this one. That's so loud. Okay, another item that I've been loving, and I feel like I've talked about it a lot, but it's still kind of new, is the Giorgio Pump and Brow 002. I use this every single day. There isn't a day that I'm not wearing this. So I love this in conjunction with some of my other eyebrow products, but it's the best gel out there that has color to it. Yeah, it's just my favorite. So I'm already on my second or third of those, maybe third. Another item is, I'm just trying to look through here to see what I have. Ooh, if you are in the market for any Tom Ford lipsticks, I'll list some of my favorites below. But for instance, I know I just talked about this one recently, but it's just such a basic, pretty color. It's Indian Rose. I love this one. So if you're thinking about those, I would put any Tom Ford lipsticks on your list, as well as any Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. Like this one is Pillow Talk, and this is one of those staple kind of items for me. Really, really pretty. So if I can find other colors that I like, I will list them below that I think you should get, because, oh, I think I might get the one that's named Jen. My sister has it. It's a really beautiful color, so I wanted to pick that one up. So I think that one will go on my list. These Charlotte Tilbury items. So I know I did a review on these both. This is a game changer, this Vanish color corrector. So if you've been through my discoloration journey, I'm gonna say I always talk about it. I feel like I talk about it too much, but it just is so consuming when it comes to doing my makeup. This has been a game changer in terms of addressing these areas that are deeper, darker, yeah, game changing. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I've been using this as my concealer. So I don't use foundation every day. I like to use as little foundation as possible. And the thing that I liked about this is that it's thin in its consistency, but it's very highly pigmented. So you don't need that much to get a lot of coverage. And plus it's really skin-like. So I didn't notice that my pores were any less visible, but that was one of the claims of this. But what I started to do is, since I'm not using really concealer with it, and I'm just using this and this, it is a much thinner layer. So I'm getting a more flattened kind of texture because I'm not using as much on top of this area. So this is a really great concealer for me. So if you were looking for something that's like a lightweight liquid type concealer, I would try looking at this. I kind of use it like this Tom Ford waterproof foundation concealer. I was using this as more of, I've talked so much today. I've been using this as more of a concealer, and that's kind of how I use this one. I don't put it all over my face. I just put it in the areas where I need concealing, and I blend it in on the edges. One day I will show you all of these things, not all of them, but like my top shelf things in action, because yeah, they're just things that I really love. So that is a huge recommendation. I would definitely pick that up. I love it more than I did initially. That's one of those things that I kind of, I liked it, but I didn't love it, and now I love it. Next is something that I really loved. So you can tell it's almost empty. It's the Hourglass Unreal lip glosses. I did a video on this. I had 5 shades, I think. This one's in Ignite. This one has, I wasn't expecting this one to be the one used the most, but I've used this the most. And then this one's a really pretty one for fall. I've been pulling for this one now. And this one is in Impact. So if I, again, have any full videos on these, I will link those below so you can see them and really hear my thoughts if you're interested. This is a game changer too, the Laura Mercier. I was reading someone else's article about this after I posted my video, and they talked about how they also have flaky patches. So yeah, I have flaky patches because I'm constantly working on my skin to get rid of discoloration. So it's always flaking off. And this does not bring out any of that flakiness. In fact, throughout the day, it maintains that. So it's really great if you have any skin issues like dryness, flakiness. This is a really good one because it really doesn't emphasize them. In fact, it almost makes it look better. So I would look into this. It's got SPF 30 in it. Just color matching though is a little tricky. So I think if you're interested, I would go to Sephora, ask them for a couple samples in your range that you think it's in. Try it for a couple days and then buy it, because I had access to all 5 shades and still I was like, I don't know what shade I am. So still, this is Warm Radiance and it's a little bit deep for me. I would go probably to the lighter one or even the one lighter than that. I'll list that below because I can't remember what it's called, but I just know that I will probably pick up the lighter one or the next lightest one to this myself. Then we've got palettes. So I just did this one, Charlotte Tilbury. In fact, this is what I have on now. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Gorgeous Glowing Palette, limited edition for 2019. So if you're interested, I love these shades down here. This one, in fact, it might be either the same day I'm posting this or the day before that I've posted this. Love this bronzer. Not thrilled about this cheek color, but everything else is really pretty. So if you're interested, I think I'll use up the eye shades though, and the bronzer for sure. This is one I'm still testing, so I can't give you definitive information about this, but if you're a Nars Blush fan, you might just want to pick this up because it's Nars Blush. So they are all blushes and one highlighter. I love Luster though. I've loved this one for a while. And then I wanted to try these because they're matte. So it seems like, oh, my hair is nice over here. It seems like there are very few matte blushes anywhere. Everything has got some level of shimmer, but I wanted some mattes. So that's why I picked this up. So I can't either recommend or not recommend this yet, but I just want to point that out if you were interested in Nars blushes. It's one of their holiday ones. Then we've got the Hourglass palette, and I know I wasn't thrilled with the shades in here for me, but it still is really beautiful. So if you are a different coloring than me, I would go find someone on YouTube who is trying this on so you can see what it looks like on. Although one of you who said you are the same coloring as me said you loved this, so I'm glad to hear that. So maybe I just need to play around with it a little bit more, but it's not something I've been pulling for, but it is really beautiful. So it's just because of the coloring. Hourglass powders are amongst the most beautiful. So if you were interested in trying this out, I would recommend it if you think the coloring is great for you. So it pulled a little bit cool on me. I do like these blushes, but it did look really nice on camera. Like when I looked to the playback, it looked really pretty. So I will keep playing with it, but this is also limited edition. It's the Ghost palette. Ouch, I just pinched my skin in there. Okay, ow, that hurt. Ooh. Moving on, I just wanted to point out a couple things to you that have been essential in helping reduce my discoloration. So I will do a full video on that because I know a lot of you would ask, but I think it looks better than it has in about 5 years. So something is working, and I'm not sure which one is working because I use so many things, but I'll show you all of them at some point. But I do want to show you at least 2 that you can get at Sephora in case you were interested. So I use this anti-aging cleansing gel because it's a nice chemical exfoliant that's gentle. It's not abrasive like a physical exfoliant. So I really have been using this every day, every day. I massage it in for about a minute though, because I really want it to act on all of those things like discoloration, like dry patches, things like that. So it's been really effective and nice and gentle. And then the SK2 Facial Treatment Essence has a clarifying property to it as well. And I do buy this one that's in the smaller size. It usually comes in a little set, which I like because then there's a mask and then there's something else. Not that I actually use the masks, but I feel like I'm getting more for my money. So I do purchase this in a bundle. So I'll link the one below that's in more of a bundle if you wanted to try this. So that's just another thing in my, I'm gonna say there are probably at least 5 other things. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, at least 4 other items that I use that are lightening, brightening kinds of things that have been helping. So I will talk about this in a more in-depth video, but those are 2 things I know you can get at Sephora. Finally, hair care. I picked this one up last year. It's the Dyson hair dryer. So I know some people said this doesn't dry their hair quickly, but I'm not concerned as much about how long it takes to dry my hair versus if my hair is getting damaged or not. And so that's the reason I like this, because it has technology in it to make sure that it's not damaging your hair, it's not too hot on your hair to produce damage. Because I feel like this is my hair. I feel like my hair is in really great condition, in part because of this. I just rough dry it sometimes, and when I do blow dry it, it's just really shiny when I use this nozzle. So I'll rough dry like this without the nozzle, and then I'll just dry it with this and like a boar bristle brush and do a kind of a blowout. But most of the time, like this is, I didn't blow dry this. I just did a rough dry last night, and then I put a little curl in it today. So that's kind of how it turns out, if you were wondering. But if you were interested, now's a good time to invest in this, because this is one of the more expensive items. And then there's that Dyson Airwrap, the one, I'm really interested in that, but I don't know if I can bring myself to buy that yet. Yeah, I'm really interested in it though, but I think I might have to do it next time, because there have been so many other promotions happening that I have already kind of spread myself thin in terms of budget, but I do at some point want to get that Dyson Airwrap. Let me know if you have the Dyson Airwrap and what you think, and is it worth it? Because now's the time if you're interested to get it, because yeah, you definitely want a discount on that. And if you're a VIB Rouge and you get 20%, that's a really good discount, especially when it's like over 500, I think. So that's $100 off. So let me know what you're investing in on this Sephora promo, or something else you think I should get, because I'm like, my attention is here, there, everywhere, and sometimes it's good to hear recommendations. And that's how I did my last shopping on Sephora, was I watched my friends on YouTube. But that's where I get my ideas for what to buy, because I know they've used things and I know they're tried and true. So I know they're tried and true. So again, Gocashback if you're interested in that registration bonus. Click on the link below, and then happy shopping. And I hope you find some other great stores on there, and I'm glad that my attention was brought to, because I mean, some of those cashback offers are really good. So I will definitely be shopping there for the holidays as well. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.